What's up, family? How y'all doing today? I hope everybody's having a blessed day and that everybody's doing well. Today, something that came across my mind, my thoughts, things that I've learned, things that I've researched, my education, my me learning what I learned, and the data and the information that I've taken in from the past years of trying to understand myself, life, and me as a black man, a black person, and my black people. I want us to not make the same mistakes that we've been making in our past. You might say, what are you talking about, Steve? Well, what I mean by that is I want us to understand that we have more power in society than we think. In our society, we've believed that the Democratic Party has been for us, with us, and done things to better us. And we were taught to believe that Republicans were also against us and everything like that. Personally, me, this is my personal bias in what I have, and I hope you guys could take from what I'm about to say. I don't believe in either or. I don't think either or is has done anything for the black man. Here's why. Let's look at 1865 when Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. So-called freed the slaves. We have to take into account that was it really freeing of the slaves? One, you had slave owners who had slaves working on their farms, their cottages, and everything. These were undocumented employees, or not even employees, and undocumented workers that were working, and no taxes were being paid on that labor. We know America's a business country. Abraham and the government said, hey man, we need more money into the government's pocket. But here we have all these slaves in the South working, and there's no taxes being paid for them. We got to get rid of that. Now, understand, slaves weren't released because Abraham just loved black people and he wanted us to be free. It was a business thing. Taxes needed to be paid, and Abraham Lincoln thus freed slaves. We have to understand that's point one. Point two, if let's just say Abraham did love us as much as he or did want us to be free as much as he says, why go to another hundreds plus years of Jim Crow where nothing was did for us? Now this is a Republican president who's freed slaves. This is what a lot of other Republicans try to implement on us. They say, the Republicans freed the slaves. It was a Republican president who freed slaves. No, Republicans are a lot about business. No. Why go through another 100 and some years of Jim Crow laws? It was okay. It wasn't okay for us to be slaves, but it was okay for us to be segregated. Point two. I want us to understand that everything that we have today as black people, it wasn't a Democrat or Republican who gave it to us. We as black people today have been fighting, literally been fighting for the basic entitled rights that we deserve. To be free as humans. No, we had to actually fight to be considered humans. That's one. Remember, if we had zoos and people and everything. And two, we had to fight to get, equality. We had to fight to get equality. Three, we have to fight for survival. All of these things, not one Democrat for 100 some plus years of Jim Crow law, there was not a Democrat nor Republican who said, man, these black people are being treated wrong, let's change the law. No, it took a black man, Mr. Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, all the political black leaders in our history. It took these guys. These were the people who fought for the rights that we have today. The basic rights that we're supposed to have, but we had to fight for them. Not a Democrat or Republican did that for us. So this is why I want you guys to understand. When we go out there to vote, we must vote carefully. I really wish that I really wish we had a black political party to vote for. I do think if we were able to keep our Black Wall Street from Tulsa, Oklahoma back in 1963, I believe it was, where we were able to keep our Black Wall Street. You guys look into that. Black Wall Street was a wonderful thing. We had businesses, many businesses, churches, schools for children, and even look into to the Black Panthers. I know education in school has said Black Panthers were bad, but I assure you these Black Panther leaders, they fed more than 20,000 children, black children, every day breakfast, and they were for their community. Because I know each and every one of y'all wouldn't let somebody slap you in your face and without you guys slapping them back. Black Panthers weren't about violence. They just weren't about to just let people push them around for no reason. And they made sure that people was abiding by the right laws because they deserve their equality. So Black Panthers, oh my God, their shout outs. If I was living in that time frame, I would have become one myself. But understand that neither a Democrat or Republican did anything for the blacks. None of them. Understand that. Not one did anything for the blacks. The only thing that they did was sign a piece of paper because we were fighting for it, because we did boycotts, because we fought for it, because we did protests. All of these things we did through Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and all the political leaders, Rosa Parks, all of these people, blacks fought for these things. It wasn't a Democrat or Republican Party that said, hey, I really don't like the way these blacks are being brutally murdered by police or beaten up. It wasn't them that had a kind heart to do such a thing. So do not get fooled. The only president that I can say that would have made a difference, he was assassinated, was John F. Kennedy. Now, he wanted to do that change. But let me tell you something. He was assassinated. Whenever there was progression in the black community, anybody that made that, they were scared of our excellence. They were scared of our progression. They were scared about us being great. And they knew when a black man is great, there's nothing you can do to bring them down. When a black woman is great, there's nothing you can do to bring them down. So I tell you guys, when you guys vote, when you guys take the time to pick who you want to be your next leader, just think about that. Neither a Democrat or Republican does anything for the black person. And I really wish we could get it out of our head that the Democrats are for us when they're not. I really wish we could get it out of their heads that the Republicans are for us or against us, whatever. Neither or is for us. One just prays to us because it's for their voter. That's how they approach. That's their selling pitch. That's how they sell to the community to get their votes. And the other one has a different approach of how they pitch to get their own votes. But neither is for us. I promise you. Look into Black Wall Street. You'll learn so much about the growth and how America keeps that under the rug, because it was America itself. You see all these protests and these riots. It was America itself that brought planes and blew up that whole town. White people, racist people that blew up that whole town. Businesses, a bunch of businesses. So whatever's going on out there, I don't want you guys to feel like, oh, why are these people doing these? Listen, this has been done to us repeatedly in history. Anytime there was an upraising, starting with Marcus Garvey, when Marcus Garvey wanted to show us blacks that, hey, we could be better. Let's all go back to Africa, where we could start. Essentially, to put it in better terms for you, it was essentially to start an actual Wakanda. And build a black country with black leaders, and we have resources that other country will want to trade with us. But they knew if we could do that, we would be too great. Back in the Vietnam War, what president was it? Not Reagan. No, it was the FBI leader at the time. It was Hoover. I believe his last name was Hoover. He came out in a speech and said that the Black Panthers was the most biggest threat to America. Meanwhile, we're in the middle of a Vietnam War. That got to tell you something, how great we are. We were the biggest threat. How the hell are we the biggest threat to America when we have guys fighting for our country, black people fighting for our country in another country, and when they come back, they can't even eat in the same restaurant as another white person. So take that into consideration. Understand that neither the Democrats or Republicans are for us, and this president that we have, he's just a joke. There's people that try to, say he did this. Nobody did anything for black people. Black people did everything for themselves. Understand that. I love you guys. Have a good one.